Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Logical Edits and today I'll be teaching you guys how to export models from an older Call of Duty game and import them into your Call of Duty Black Ops 3 mod tools. So I've done a video on this already, but with that tutorial I used a different program called Lime, and with this tutorial I'll be using a program called Wraith. Now I was brought to this attention by a man named Scalf, and he told me that Wraith is a much better program to use, so I looked into it, I downloaded it, and turns out it's been out for a while, and it's a way better program to use. It does everything automatically, and it skips a lot of the steps that I used in the old tutorial, so it makes our process 100 times easier. So what you're going to do is go into the description below, and you're going to want to download Wraith. When you have that downloaded, you're also going to want an older Call of Duty. So let's go ahead and open up our Call of Duty Black Ops multiplayer. This is the same game I used in the last tutorial, and we're just going to want to load up a map right away. So here we are in Summit. What we're going to want to do is click escape. So it pauses the game, and we'll just drag this down a little bit so I can see the folder of Wraith, and you're going to want to open up Wraith. I would suggest extracting this to a desktop and then throwing it in its own folder, because when you export files, it's going to create two folders called exported GTTs and exported files. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to delete those so it starts off fresh and brand new. So let's open up Wraith, and let me minimize this. Here we are, bring the game up. Here's Wraith. Now we're going to click load game so that it loads in Black Ops and it shows that we are playing it. And it loads all the models, and it does that even faster. So that's one less step we have to do. So let's go ahead and find a model we want to export. Go down here, let's see. Went down a little too far. Maybe we could get this corkboard metal trim. Nah, that's not a, let's see. So I found the model I want to export, which is P_Rust radar dish snow. So first thing we're going to do is go into our settings down here, and you're going to want to go into general settings, and you're going to tick load X models from the game and load X images from the game. And let's go down to model settings and make sure all your settings look like mine. We only need X model export. Go down to animations. We don't need that. Don't even worry about it. Now at images settings, what is so great about Wraith is that it automatically creates TIFF files for the pictures and the textures. So we don't even need to go into Photoshop and transform the DDS into TIFFs. It'll automatically do that. Sound you don't got to worry about, and GDT settings you don't got to worry about. All you got to know is that it creates a GDT with everything in there, and it'll be updated every time you close the program. But to load properly, you have to copy that assets into the same directory loadout, which is easy, and I'll show you guys how to do. So let's get out of our settings, and where were we? Radar dish snow. Let's click export selected, click OK, and then down here we can click to open export folder, and here is our file. If we go into Black Ops 1 X models, we have images and our model. So we can just drag it over here, and we can close Wraith and we can close Black Ops. Let me bring it back. So if we go into our images, you can see it created normal maps as well, so that's really helpful. And it created these two black and white images. It's green, but it's, called black and white. I don't think we'll ever need those, so we can get rid of those. And here we are with our textures. We can come back out, and here we are with our X model export. Now, we need to change the X model export into an X model bin just like the last time. So what you're going to want to do is open up a new file explorer and go into your root folder. And this time you're going to want to go to bin. Now here you're going to see a program called export to bin, an application. And this is the thing that we're going to need to transform our X model exports into X model bins. So in order to do that, just like the last time, you're going to want to go down to your Windows and type in System Settings. And right here, it's going to say View Advanced System Settings. We're going to want to click on that. And you're going to want to go to the Advanced tab and go down to Environment Variables. And go down to System Variables. You're going to want to click on Path. And you're going to want to click on Edit. So from here, let's go back to our bin folder. and just click over to the right here so it selects everything, and you want to Control C that and go back into our environment variable, and you're going to want to click new and then just Control V right in there so that it will bring this path into here, if that makes sense. It's what we need to do so that we could use the console and create it to an export to bin. So you're going to go ahead and click OK. I already have it here, so I'm just going to click OK. I need to make sure. Okay. Click OK, and then click OK down here. Now we don't need this anymore, so we can go back to our root and minimize that. So in here to our X model export folder, we're going to want to shift right click and open PowerShell window here. So now this console will appear, and what we're going to want to do is type in export the number 2 and bin space shift 8, which creates an asterisk, and we're going to want to click enter, and we can close this because it automatically creates an X model bin, so we can actually delete the X model export, which is great. So now what we want to do is take these 2 folders, we can copy them, and we're going to directly paste them into our model export folder. So let's just do click paste, and where they are. Here they are. Right here is the file folder, and we have our images folder. That's great. Now we're also going to want to go back into our exported files, into Wraith, and we're going to want the GDT. We're going to want to bring it into here, the model export folder. So just drag it right in here. I already have one, which is okay. So if you don't have one, you're just going to place it in there, and it makes everything okay. So now that we have our Wraith in here, we're going to want to close out of here and close that. And we're going to want to open up our mod tools now, and we're going to open up Ape. Now in Ape, you're going to want to go down to GDTs, and you're just going to type in Wraith, and right here your GDT will pop up, and you can see everything is already loaded in. We don't have to do anything. Our textures are there, and our model is already pre-textured, and that is all we have to do, guys. That is literally everything we have to do. Now you just open up Radiant and your model will be there. So that is everything for this tutorial, guys. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to Skull for telling me about Wraith. And if you guys like this video and want to see more, definitely share it, definitely thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe if you're new and you want more content, as that always pushes me to do better content and produce more videos. So yeah, that's everything. My name is Logical Edits, and peace out, guys.